Previously on Spazfox Plays Nintendo.
Oh no! The souls of all the games I damned to deletion are escaping! Well, there's only one thing I can do. I've got to replay them all and then delete them all over again! Huh. I didn't know Cowboy Kid had a blackjack minigame. This game is fucking cheating! Donald Duck. Donald Duck, huh? Never heard of it. Let's see what this game is. If I were to describe what I just saw, people would think I was insane.
What do you see when you look in this ink blot?
I see the city of New York, floating amongst the clouds, and a small, anthropomorphized duck person is flying a tiny aeroplane from it, hovering, rising, and floating over all the way to Italy, to the Roman Colosseum. And suddenly the Italian flag appears. It's all so clear to me.
Very fascinating. Donald Duck is comprised of 6 mini-games. You can play them all in a row or one at a time. Since I can't read Japanese, I'm just going to guess what they're called. Donald Duck reenacts what he did with that unwanted litter of kittens. Donald Duck slips on a wet floor and injures his back. Donald Duck doesn't understand how shoes work. Donald Duck gets pissed off at Louie for leaving his toys in the driveway, and he swears to Christ he's gonna throw them in the garbage if he can't take care of his things. Donald Duck demonstrates the correct way to gaff a dolphin, and Donald Duck makes a pizza. I couldn't think of any dark humor for pizza. Pizza is intrinsically humorous and good. I don't know. Donald Duck kills his nephews and bakes them into a pizza and then makes Uncle Scrooge eat it. I don't fucking know. Fuck this shit. Okay, so this one is actually a sack race where you get tripped up by these flippin' manhole covers. Literally, they're flippin' manhole covers. See? It flipped. It's a flippin' manhole cover. Maybe it's caused by geothermal activity from Mount Vesuvius back. Oh my god! Next is the knock your girlfriend into the canal game.
Wow, that seems about as appropriate as the games I was making up a minute ago.
And just look at the misery on their faces. They are being forced to do this by some sadistic puzzle master.
But it gets weirder.
And then there's... Is this a thing in Italy? Do people do this? Fling boots? I love how even when you fail miserably or you throw the damn thing behind you, Donald still stands there like, yeah, check this shit out.
This game may have been licensed by Nintendo, but if you ask me, it's a bootleg. Yeah!
Then there's the pogo stick game. Then the pole vaulting game. The pole vaulting game. Go?
Okay, I'm hitting the direction I want you to go. Oh, B is the suicide button. Well, what about A?
Oh, he moved! Tapping A, I got it. And then I hit B and swing gracefully over the...
Momentum. a function of mass and velocity, is completely used up once you stick your pole in.
That's what my fortune cookie said in bed.
You are like a shepherd's pie of stupid. There are so many meaty layers.
Last and my absolute favorite for all the wrong reasons is Pizza Wobbler. Your goal is to cross the finish line with as many pizzas as possible by creeping along at the speed of Slug. Allow me to give you a sense of exactly what I mean. Nah, screw this, I'm gonna book it. Oh, they don't give you enough time to get to the finish line with 100% of your pizzas, but you still have pizzas even if you sprint to the finish line.
I did some research to actually find out if this game was licensed or not. It was, but they didn't have a license to do a Donald Duck game in the United States, only in Japan.
But they did have a license to do a Snoopy game in the United States. It's all exactly the same except for the character sprites, which is an improvement because they actually look kinda decent. In fact, the animation for Pizza Wobbler Snoopy is really good.
But that's the only thing that's any good in this game. Donald Duck and Snoopy's silly sports spectacular simultaneously suck sweaty sack. Huh. I wonder why I couldn't memorize that.
Ugh, Hattress.
I know what you're thinking right now. Hattress? Really? That's just a ripoff of Tetris, isn't it? Well, yes and no.
Hattress is a licensed NES game, which was originally thought up by Alexei Pajitnov, who also came up with Tetris.
That must have been one hell of a sales pitch.
Okay, so here is idea for a game. You are a tiny labor worker in hat factory. There are many hats dropping from ceiling onto heads. There is top hat, there is wizard hat, there are many hats. Means of hat production are not distributed equally, and bourgeois capitalist hat factory owner crushes tiny labor worker with unbearable burden of too many hats. What does the H on this hat stand for? The H stands for hat.
I don't really have much else to say. Usually this is where I put in a 2 or 3 sentence synopsis about how boring and frustrating Hattress is, and then I throw up the deleted title card, but listen to that music.
I can easily imagine hearing this music playing on any number of the more lighthearted classic games I grew up with. It actually transcends the game itself, making it, dare I say, more enjoyable.
You know, it's interesting when you really take the time to have a more subtle and nuanced opinion about even something you might find to be, well, bad. You can really start to appreciate the more nuanced aspects even a bad video game can have, and recognize the time and effort that went into creating it. Sometimes in life you just gotta find that silver lining. After all, if we're too harsh in our criticisms, categorizing everything into good and bad, we just might overlook something truly worthwhile. Hattress is fucking garbage. And do you know what day it is today? Garbage Day. I've got to take out my recycling. Don't you go anywhere.
Rad Racer 2.
It is the raddening. There can be only one.
Rad Racer 2 is exactly the same as Rad Racer. No, I take it back. Here are all the ways it's not exactly the same game. Number 1, It's got graphical improvements. Number 2. The car handles better and the crashing animation is a little less fatal. Number 3, you pick out the music before the race and there's less of it too.
That's a lot less time and energy out of my day, not having to pick a Nintendo song.
I don't know how many times I've been playing Tetris and thought to myself, do I listen to the Tchaikovsky song, the sort of Russian-y sounding song a Japanese guy wrote, or the put you to sleep song that nobody remembers?
I'm so sleepy I can barely keep awake.
The H stands for head.
Codename Viper!
Number 4, no more 2001 A Space Odyssey mode unless I make a really horrible looking effect of it on purpose. Number 5, only one car, but they did keep it so you don't have any continues.
Man, I find it hard to believe that Squaresoft, of all companies, would make a sequel that was exactly the same as the game that came before it.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure. What?
How come you don't use the dun 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 sting?
Well, I like the sting that I use better. I mean, the dun dun dun, that one's, it's almost like a jump scare, and it's too abrupt. I mean, the one that I use, it's kind of like it gives the viewer a second to anticipate that something funny is going to happen, and it sort of builds up more naturally. And I mean, honestly, I think it gives what I do a bit of more of a personal flavor to the comic timing.
Oh, like a generic cereal that nobody wants to eat.
Yeah, exactly. Hey!
Jackie Chan's action kung fu.
No. I'm not gonna automatically save it just because it's got Jackie Chan's name on it. That's what a big fucking nerd would do, unlike me who... Wait, let me revise that. That's what a big fucking nerd who likes kung fu movies would do, unlike me who... I'm not particularly fond of kung fu movies.
Alright, hand it over.
What?
Come on.
What? Really? Really? Just because I said I don't like kung fu movies?
You know the rules.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Fine. Here you go.
You stay safe out there.
Yeah, thanks a lot, pal. 6 months without my nerd license, and those things are so hard to reapply for. You think I would have learned my lesson after that Facebook post where I pointed out all the flaws in Serenity?
So Jackie Chan and his sister are enjoying a walk when Green Dracula shows up, hands Chan his ass, and kidnaps his sister. I gotta say, for a generic Kung Fu NES game with Jackie Chan's face slapped on the box and the title screen, this is pretty decent. With problems. The hit detection is really lousy and the controls are clunky, but if you take the time to study your enemies and let them try to come at you first, you'll be able to take them down when they're most vulnerable. Perhaps I do know a thing or two about Kung Fu. On the other hand, the sprites are much too large, and often you don't have enough time to react to enemies before they're wailing on you. Like this guy here. Hadouken. Hadouken.
Bunghole! Now this is no Ninja Gaiden 2, but the platforming is hell, and that makes it especially difficult when you're trying to navigate through a garden of Gameras. Gamera is friends to all Jackie Chan!
The biggest problem is that instead of lives, you use continues, so if you die, you're going to be set back pretty far. I don't know why they did this instead of just letting you have lives and no continues.
Perhaps it's to teach us that while we all have but one life to live, even when that life is extinguished, our memories continue on in those we love. Until they're all dead, anyway, and I mean, even famous people, they're gonna be remembered for what, a couple 100 years at most, maybe 1,000. Of course, eventually the human race is gonna go extinct. And even if they don't go extinct, You're gonna be fried to a crisp in a couple billion years when the sun expands. And even if we escape the Earth somehow to other planets, we're gonna just have to keep escaping to other planets, right? I mean, but even then, there's gonna be the heat death of the universe, and then what? Just the human race reduced to dust of subatomic particles just scattered throughout cold, dead universe forever. Really makes you think about how alone the Earth is, floating in space like a speck of food in the ocean, only to be eaten up by some creature that happens to be floating by. Ducks are funny. You know, when you use a random number generator to pick out old Nintendo games for comedical review purposes, you can hope and pray that the last one that you pick will be a doozy. Well, how do I explain what kind of a doozy this one is? You remember when you were a kid, and there was a kid in your school who, they weren't bad per se, but they were a little off, you know, the crusts cut off the bologna sandwich kind of kid, you know, the mom says I'm not allowed to drink chocolate milk kind of kid. Well, for whatever reason, you find yourself going to play at their house, and it's really neat and clean and fussy looking. It's almost like there's no sign that a child lives there, and the parents are like straight out of a 1950s sitcom, and you start getting this kind of uncanny valley Stepford Wives kind of vibe from the whole situation. So you ask him, hey, do you want to watch Transformers or Ninja Turtles or something? And they say, oh no, Mom says that those are satanic tools of secular brainwashing. And you go, okay, do you have any Nintendo games? Oh, yes. And they pull out a blue fucking Nintendo cartridge, and they say, this one's my favorite. It's called... Okay, so to avoid any unnecessary confrontation, I have no problem, and I mean this sincerely from the heart of my bottom, I have no problem with people believing what they believe. I do have a problem, however, with crappy video games, so I'm gonna tear this one a new one in spite of its religious affiliation.
This is a board game for up to 4 players.
For the love of Cecil B. DeMille, don't play 4 players. You'll see. You'll see.
First, you pick your question category. Yeah, what the hell. Then you name your player.
Okay. I'll stop being purposely offensive and juvenile. I won't use any swear words to name this character. I will only use words that you find in the Bible.
You spin the little wheel, and it spins, and it spins, and it keeps spinning.
What?
When you land on a blank space, you're transported into Legend of Zelda Adventure Mode.
Dear God, he's gathering up our brethren! Release the pumpkins! Pumpkin spice all year long!
Every so often, you're given a pop quiz on Bible trivia, but something's missing. There was actually a book that went along with this game which had all the questions, so to do the quiz, you have to go to the book and look up the information.
The circle is complete.
In fact, this isn't the only game Wisdom Tree made with Bible quizzes in it, like Bible Adventures and King of Kings, but some of them were purely action-based, like Exodus and Spiritual Warfare and Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day, 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 it's Color Dreams!
Yep, before Wisdom Tree was making shitty, unlicensed Bible Nintendo games, they were making shitty, unlicensed secular Nintendo games like Menace Beach and Secret Scout.
Now, I don't want to tell tales out of school. Sunday school, that is. But here's what I like to imagine happened when Color Dreams decided to start making Bible video games. And I'm going to act it out with this fairy puppet and this Shrek DVD. Let's watch. Okay, hold on. Is my head in the shot? Okay, no? Okay, it's good. That's good. Head's not in the shot. Perfect. I cannot believe that sales are down on our shitty, unlicensed Nintendo games. What are we gonna do, donkey? Well, there is an untapped market for Bible-themed video games. We could reskin some of our older titles and make them more religious-based. But wouldn't that be a cynical cash grab? Yes, it would be. A cynical cash grab. And scene. Imagination.
To be honest, the gameplay is actually pretty solid, if a mite repetitive, and it becomes more difficult the farther along you get. If this game were nothing but the action bits, it's pretty fun, but the proverbial nail in the cross is
Coffin. I'm sorry, it was a Freudian slip. It won't happen again. Anyway, what made me really cross about this game was, I did it again. Jesus Christ. No. Shit. God damn it. No.
What makes Bible Buffet suck behemoth stones is that it takes so flappin' long. Every turn you have to sit there while the spinner spins, then watch little messages pop up. Sometimes you have to take one of those stupid quizzes, which are only shoehorned in to make this game educational, even though they don't have any bearing on gameplay whatsoever, so you can just answer wrong and it doesn't even matter. Even the action bits get boring and repetitive because there are so many of them.
This certainly isn't the worst Color Dreams / Wisdom Tree game ever made, but it's just dull enough that I wash my hands of it. Thank you for watching Spazfox Plays Nintendo. Oh no. What's going on? El Diablo! I knew you would be behind such a shitty Bible game. I banish thee once again to the stinking pits of hell!
Actually, I just wanted to see if you'd like to hang out and watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, sure. Come on in. You want a drink?
I've been fucking
You know,
my sister.
I kind of figured after all the hype that this show would actually be, like, good.
What about all the shocking twists?
Twists? The only twist is that everything is gonna end in misery.
Dude, spoilers.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to spoil it for you, it's just that I've read the books. Those already spoiled the TV show for me. You know, I'd probably actually like it if I hadn't read that garbage. And yes, I said garbage. I had my nerd license revoked already, so I don't care what anyone thinks my opinion of Game of Thrones is. God. I wish I could just, I don't know, go back in time and tell myself never to read that crap. What the hell? Oh my god, what's all that weird light that I'm not gonna bother animating? I've got to listen to you! I mean, you've got to listen to me! Fuck! I'm from the future! Me from the future? That's a nice shirt! Thank you! I start wearing button-up shirts in the future. Wow. Listen to me. I have an important and dire message. Oh, if it's to not read Game of Thrones, I already did. That's not it. My important and dire and grave message is, do not read Harry Potter. I think you might need to check your Chrono Trigger. I've already read Harry Potter like 2 or 3 dozen times. Please, would you shut up? My important, grave, dire, urgent message is, do not read Harry Potter 8. There's gonna be a Harry Potter 8? What did I just fucking say? Do not read Harry Potter 8. Okay, I won't read Harry Potter 8. Can I listen to the audiobook? Yeah, that's okay. Sweet! Harry Potter 8! But you must not listen to the Stephen Fry version. Son of a bitch!
Hey, thanks for watching my other silly video. You know you've made it this far, why not stick around a little longer? Share it with a friend, leave some feedback. You can also check out my other videos like Let's Get Pissed and Play Skyrim, where I pretend to be a drunken loudmouth. Okay, I pretend to be a drunken loudmouth who also kills dragons. I'll let you figure out which part of that sentence is the truth. So until next time, take care. Why don't you put down that Nintendo for a while and go play a book? You heard me. Play a book. Don't pollute.
Wow, I forgot how bad this is. Didn't I burn those? Dude, time travel. Your continuity is fucked.